Hello, everyone, and welcome to the CCA League Season 3, Week number 3. I am Mizuno, and I'm joined here by Magic 8 Ball. Mr. Magic, sir, how are you doing today?
It's been a fine day. Sun's been shining through my window. Everything has been peachy clean. How have you been?
I've been doing wonderful, especially since we get to see these two Div 7 teams go head to head on Thursday night, which is a very uncommon time to have a match. But point being, we have the Coastal Calamari taking on Team Mancrazy. I gotta say, these are some pretty clever names that these two Div 7 teams have, both of them being relatively new to the Splatoon scene here at the CCA.
Right, and that'll mean that we have no idea what's exactly is going to lay in front of us. We do have a little bit of information on these teams. What can you tell me about them?
Of course. Well, these two Div 7 teams have currently not taken a set in the division so far heading into week 3. So this is a game that both of these teams desperately want to win, so that way they won't be at the bottom of their group. That being said, they both fell very early on this week to the Farmingdale Rams, who has had a good showing in our previous one-off event, Entrance Exam, which was able to kind of get them that better experience. Meanwhile, Team Mancrazy and the Coastal Calamari, they both did not have really strong showings in Entrance Exam, Coastal Calamari actually dropping after the first set. So these two teams going head-to-head will be incredibly interesting as a matchup because of the lack of experience that both of these teams bring to the table in Div 7.
I'm also seeing some interesting notes about DePaul. I see a Squiffer, somebody listed, and something like Blob. So not only are these teams new from just a general experience perspective, but they are going to be bringing some very interesting plays to the table, which I am excited to see. So we've got our first game on Clam Blitz. Brian Water, we're about to get right into this thing. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. Let's get started.
Week 3, baby. Taking a look at these comps as the game loads us in. Like you said, Magic, I'm really curious what these teams are going to bring to the table. Because again, newer teams, they don't always choose the most conventional comps. Especially since I see here the roller coming in.
Roller coming in for Calamari, the Crack On, which is going to be using that Kraken special, which has been absolutely ravaging people. And I believe we have the wrong mode here on the stream, as somebody's going to be ending the battle shortly. Hopefully. Maybe.
Anybody?
Bueller.
Ah, so close. Well, folks, this is supposed to be Rainmaker on Brian Water Springs. I don't think these teams are so new, I don't think they know how to end the game. Well, this is a sight to behold.
They're definitely having a good time. I'll say that much, right? And that's really why we're here, you know. Just have a grand old time,
Right,
playing
exactly.
your favorite video game. You know, just what more could you ask for? What better is there to do?
There we go. Finally, the teams have able to end the match there. Thanks to our good old spectator, because apparently spectators can actually end the match. I just learned that today myself. So this will be a redo. This will be a redo though for both of those teams, because it's kind of obvious that they did not know the little shortcut to ending the match there. So no harm, no foul.
Fair, like it was in like the patch notes of like, I think it was the first patch, like 1.1 is when that first got introduced, and like the only way that people could know is by reading those patch notes. So
right, exactly. So always remember the tip, folks. You hold ZL, ZR, right stick, left stick.
And ZL and ZR. And L and R.
And L and R. Oh my god, you're right. Oh my god, I can't even read, man. This I think they should have put a stronger emphasis on this for newer players too. Like, it's difficult.
I mean, okay, but to be fair, when are they gonna need it? Right, like you could say like, oh, you know, it'd be good knowledge to have, but like realistically, if you're normally playing and like you get into a game like as a bunch of just friends and you accidentally started up the wrong one, like you just play it out anyways, right? Like people aren't gonna care. Like they're probably not gonna need it super much, you know? So I can
Yeah.
understand, but I agree that like imagine if like there was like a little like tooltip like from Judd or something that would tell people this just to have it somewhere that people can discover.
Oh, that's a good point. Like, you know how, like, in oftentimes the Splatoon campaigns, you would have Calamari or Pearl and Marina or Shiver and Fry or whatever. They would give you little tips and pointers whenever you talk to
Yeah,
them.
true.
Something like that would be kind of cool. But
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
anyways, we're back on track here. Rainmaker in Brine Water Springs. Tongue tie right there. Goodness gracious. Taking a look at these comps, they're the same from the previous match that we had starting off. And again, I love seeing the roller.
There's two of them? There's two
Ooh.
rollers. Also, that's a blob with Ninja Squid. These gamers are pulling out all of the stops. Fortunately, going down to an Autobomb right there. Seems like Team Mancrazy has gotten a hold of this game as a wipeout in the first 20 seconds. And they're even pushing this Rainmaker up that pedestal and knocking it down.
Great start for Team Mancrazy here, launching those chumps in kind of an awkward spot, but hoping to get some paint down. I'm assuming that was just because, again, newer special, it's kind of hard to maneuver nowadays. But these two teams are duking it out for the Rainmaker by the podium here. And looks like Team Mancrazy might have an opportunity here to stick around as the Rainmaker shield pops and gets a couple kills.
Well, they stuck around and they definitely found out that Rainmaker explosion, sending them back to their base. This is going to be a good push. They've already got some specials going online, and they've got some good movement. On the side of Coastal Calamari, just need to get a few more kills, a few more paint blobs down in mid, but this blob blobber is really giving Team Mancrazy some trouble, and these rollers really need to try and settle this one. Finally, a Rainmaker shot going to take him down, and they might be able to push this to a good lead.
Agreed, Magic. Oh, however, here we have Build on this roller here, getting a really nice pick, getting the wipeout. Clutch roller plays here. Absolutely fantastic from the vanilla splat roller, no less, as he grabs the Rainmaker and makes it for the podium.
I can't believe that that was a quad, and not only a quad, with a stylish rolling kill at the end as well. Gonna be ending up a reverse wipe. This time is gonna probably bring the lead well in favor of Team Mancrazy. They can just get a little bit more ground movement here, and they're gonna be able to do so. But Bill's coming in again! No! Has the strategy been found out? Has Team Mancrazy's weakness been exposed this early? No, Latino Fire is going to take this Rainmaker all the way up the ramp, and it might even get to the pedestal if they're not crazy. Build really needs to come up big here, and does. Going to be going down. Finally, looks like this push is stopping for the time being.
Team Mancrazy has got to get a hold of Build there, putting a stop to their pushes multiple times over, even saving Coastal Calamari there and giving them a second chance of redemption here as they desperately hold on to this hill and prevent the Rainmaker from getting any further.
I do have to give major props to Team Mancrazy there, because they were able to make the correct decision and just take that Rainmaker up to the base as soon as they realized, oh, I've got a clear path even if there's a roller behind me. So that's good decision making right there. They're going to need to try and recreate their success, and it looks like they're going to be able to, thanks to a couple of kills from Latino Fire again. Are they going to move this Rainmaker up, though?
Yeah, it's just the Coastal Calamari here. They are struggling with their paint game here. Just because, I mean, with two rollers, you can't really allow them to move around with just a blob and a Hydra here. So you can see there's just so much purple down on the map, and Team Mancrazy already taking the charge almost back to where they were from their previous push as three go down, and Cujo from the Coastal Calamari gets some clean picks to stop that push.
Oh, the chumps were blocking we're making cover for that auto bomb as Sayuri is able to find one, maybe another. Can Kit get this kill? No! Looks like this is going to be the NSAP that really decides the game. This could be the final push if they're not careful, because they've got paint, they've got chumps, and they've got rollers coming at them, and they are ready to stop them.
One more time. Here comes Team Mancrazy. They're going crazy. Sayori's going crazy, getting 2 more picks, hoping to make some more room, but the Hydra finally able to take down the Rainmaker, as it's just the Flingza from Team Mancrazy holding down the fort.
Gonna be able to push them out, I think, I hope. Yes, and Ollie goes down. That's gonna be good. They've dumped the Rainmaker. Actually, you know what? I don't know if that was intentional. I think that they were trying to land on the other side of the fence, and they kind of slipped off. So, a little bit unlucky there. Little bit unlucky. They've got 20 seconds to try and bring this one back. Looks like this Hydra on the low ground is gonna try and pop this Rainmaker. Actually, on the high ground. But does he see the person behind him? No! Sayuri is doing wonders this game. Absolutely holding down mid with the paint, with the bombs, and using those chumps to get in. Definitely one of the unsung heroes of this game. And that's going to be Mancrazy taking the first game.
Crazy, man. I mean, what a good showing from Sayori there in particular, but I gotta give credit, of course, to Coastal Calamari's build on that vanilla splat roller, getting some really clean picks early on and preventing Team Mancrazy from getting too far at the start of this match. But Mancrazy going crazy here, getting a really good start to their set here.
I know we were talking a little bit in the pre-show about this being a slobber knocker of a set. I am very much inclined to agree with you. I have no idea how this is going to go, because it seemed like it was back and forth. I mean, there were a couple of times where it was just wipe after wipe after wipe, back and forth, back and forth. So any of these teams could come up, either of these teams could come up with a win at any point. And I sincerely believe that. This is going to be a very exciting set as we continue on the way. Claim Blitz Eeltail. Do you think they're going to stick double roller?
That is a really good question, and not knowing how experienced these two rosters are, specifically Coastal Calamari, I wouldn't be surprised if they do. I'm just saying. I wouldn't be surprised if they stick to something like double roller, or they bring out, like, I don't know, 2 juniors or something like that. Mm-hmm. Something a little bit safer and easier to kind of ground themselves to in a way. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised either way. Meanwhile, for Team Mancrazy, they have a little bit more comp experience under their belts, with a couple of players participating in the competitive scene as a whole before. So I'm more inclined that they might choose a little bit something more a little bit conventional in a way.
I see what you're saying. Well, we can always speculate, and we can only speculate so much. Claim Blitz Eeltail, though, is really going to be a test to see whether or not they can combine their plays and their specials to make a push that is concrete, that is strong, and can move the opponents out of their way. Because that is Claim Blitz in a nutshell. Is I need to get to that basket, and you need to get out of my way. And it's going to be depending on how they choose to accomplish that, and whether or not they can combine the specials to actually succeed in that.
Right,
Gamers
exactly.
Not started up here yet, though. Finally, maybe we're gonna be in the loading screen. There we go.
One thing to keep in mind is that, in particular, for not Team Mancrazy, but for Coastal Calamari, they have a slightly larger roster with, I believe, 6 players, if I'm counting correctly. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players, mind you, on their roster. So they could be taking a quick moment to consider if they're bringing in any subs. But man, right as I say that, forget that. These teams are ready to go. They just hit the A button, hopefully not by mistake at this point, as we head into game number 2. And we see is that the Splat Umbrella? The vanilla Splat Umbrella? Oh my god.
Who are you? Is the question that I'm asking. I actually don't mind this comp at all on the side of Coastal Calamari. Like, for real though, the Brella's gonna put out a good amount of paint and to allow room for the brush to step up along, like, and the blob just kind of holds things down in the back. Double sprinklers, a fascinating choice of sub composition. And I like the trip strikes. Like, I don't know. I think it could work. We're gonna have to see how they play it.
Oh, we already see Mare Fairy on the side of Team Mancrazy getting incredibly aggressive there with their splat ball, with their ball, excuse me. But who am I, of course, asking those questions and taking them down flat. And now all of a sudden Team Mancrazy is in a 3-down situation. It's just the Nut defending and holding down the fort.
It's just the Nut. Can these players from behind end up finding a couple of picks? And they do, but the clam goes down. The clam carrier goes down, and that's might get a little dicey. I don't know if they're going to be able to pick this one back up. No, who am I? Ends up going down, trying to dive for that power clam, and the chumps and the missiles come out, and that's going to be making a lot of room, a lot of space, a lot of pressure for Team Mancrazy to get themselves back into the middle of the map and try and make a push of their own.
Simple yet effective. 2 really good specials to take back some ground that they had lost earlier from Coastal Calamari, and now all I see is blue in mid. And now we see here, who am I looking to peek around the corner, but Anali on the side of Team Mancrazy getting a really nice pick because there's just so much blue paint on the ground.
There is so much paint on the ground. It's perfect for this Flingza roller to keep peeking around these corners and slapping people as they come by. The missiles are going to get charged yet again, and look at that, off the rip, going for these missile-y plays. They've got a good amount of clamage here. Can they try and make something happen? And kick goes down, that's so important, and build as well on the brush is not going to be able to find anything. That's a triple for this Flingza roller. Anali finally gets taken down. That's a 45 push, and a good showing and understanding of how to play this map mode from this team.
Really good plays from Team Mancrazy, and we see who am I here on the umbrella charging forward, trying to take advantage of a jump, but falls to their opponent's teammates there. And all of a sudden, wait, what is this? Coastal Calamari just popped the basket? Oh, it looks like Build on that brush was the perpetrator there. That was a very sneaky play there by Build.
Agreed, very sneaky, a little bit opportunistic, though it might not have been exactly what they needed. Gonna try and take down Build again here, not ending up finding the way out of there, and that's gonna be the clam going down. I think that Dooley player wanted to try and return the favor to Build, but was unable to do so. There's still a lot of blue paint in mid. This is looking like a very good opportunity for the members of Team Mancrazy.
Oh yeah, like you pointed out, Magic, that blue paint is going to be Build's downfall, hoping to be opportunistic again and try to sneak in another ball to get him more points, but there was no one else there to help aid them or distract their opponents, and just ending to a really pitiful death there as Build is cornered again and falls to Anali there. This is kind of a rough situation here for Coastal Calamari. This is tough, man.
It's very, very tough. You have to try and make your way forward, right? You have to try and enable the brush and the roller to do their thing, but there's not a whole lot you can do to take space. 3 end up going down. They're at least trading them out and preventing too many players from getting in those clams on the side of Mancrazy. This is the opportunity that they need, right? This is exactly where you want to be if you're on Coastal Calamari. You've got this ball, you've got a good amount of paint in mid. They just need to find their way to the basket. They're looking to do it a little bit too premature, and that's going to end up with them getting wiped this time around, and so many clams to get picked up along the way.
You're so right in saying that that was incredibly premature to do. They just were kind of getting ready to just start the push out of nowhere when they had no specials, no paint on the ground, and no support from their teammates there. So Team Mancrazy is going to completely punish that, and they're only 3 clams away from knocking out, but the basket closes up right in front of them as Sayori here is just waiting for some clams to be delivered from their teammates. Bill taking the pity ball away, maybe hoping to kind of lead their opponents away from their basket, and falling for another time there by Anali.
And there they go. 10 seconds left. No clams to their name and so much blue around them. This is going to be another decisive game from Team Mancrazy, who has been showing up in this set.
I mean, yeah, they've been putting in the work. They look like a solid team right now with lots of team synergy, really good plays, really good decision making too, like you've pointed out time and time again. This is a really good-looking team in this group for Div 7. Round of applause, Team Mancrazy. But that's not just to say that's over. There were multiple opportunities that Coastal Calamari was able to kind of sneak their way in and get a few points on the board. So again, if they find like that golden nugget opportunity, they can easily take a game away here from Team Mancrazy. So don't lose hope yet, guys. The Coastal Calamaris, they could still be in this for sure.
Right. They really do just need to go back to their fundamentals. You know, they need to make sure that they're taking a second, they're being patient, and that they're playing around what they know. Because it's very hard in team environment when there's so many new variables to consider. There's people around you in your head that are screaming about player information and everything. And sometimes you just have to go back to what you know. You have to go back to finding those picks that you normally do. You have to go back to painting around and taking that patient breather, right? And having confidence that you can do this. We'll see if they put it together. I believe the next map mode that we have going up for this set is going to be Splat Zones on Manta Maria, which is going to be a very big test of those fundamentals.
Agreed, because in Splat Zones Manta Maria, a Splatoon 2 particular map mode combo, we got 2 zones. Basically two mini objectives to worry about here. So fundamentals are absolutely critical here because objective is your number one priority at the end of the day, right? We can always talk about picks time and time again and getting kills and whatnot, but at the end of the day, your goal is to paint over the zone whenever it's not in your color and make sure you have control over it. And I'm afraid that both of these teams might get lost in the sauce in a way and kind of neglect that objective in a way and kind of just get, again, just lost in the sauce. They might get really overwhelmed with like, oh crap, I want to go attack this area, but oh no, I need to go get the zone now. And that divergence of decision making is really going to play a factor into how these teams will play.
Lost in that inky sauce both of these teams could be going through. They're going to have to find their way. Why? I just looked at my screen and we are seeing another unfortunate situation in the private battle lobby where the wrong map mode was picked again. Gonna be a little bit of a delay. We apologize. Sorry about that. It will be Splat Zones on Manta Maria very shortly, but we are just gonna have to break out of this lobby one more time.
Let's see who could do it faster, our streamer or one of the players from either of these two teams. Let's see who's the fastest. We told the teams what it was. But no. Neptune. King Neptune is just simply too fast for them. Oof. These
King
teams,
Neptune.
man.
I love that.
King Neptune holding onto the crown and clutching out and stopping the game for us, preventing any further delays. Hopefully the teams will pick right now. There we go. They've whizzed right through to Splat Zones, and hopefully they choose Manta Maria. Triple check the map list. Hey, I get it sometimes. The league can be very overwhelming. Hard. There are a lot of moving parts as a player to handle and absorb week over week on top of your usual workload. I get it. It's a lot.
It's very hard for us as experienced players at this point to understand, like, you know, we've been doing this for a while. I've been playing in video game tournaments since I was 14, 15 years old. Most of these players, this was probably one of their first times doing it, right? So there's going to be a couple of things that they miss. There's the pressure of being on stream. I mean, it happens. It really does happen.
Agreed. It's very overwhelming, and it's not like the league is very easy to understand either, as the head TO, TM, and the ones right here, the two of us who helped co-found this whole thing. And just, it can be a lot for players to, week over week, get the logistics going, schedule these matches, prepare for them, get together for them, and then, of course, being on stream, that's a whole other pressure that players at least I still struggle with, that players can really get overwhelmed with.
Right, yeah. I mean, even the best of players will slip up and make mistakes like that. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's fine. We're good. We're on the right track now. We're back in this lobby. We're going to be getting to splat zones on Manta Maria. And if that Hydra has anything to say, it is going to be a very good pick on this map mode. And I'm excited to see if they can really hold it down.
Agree. Team Mancrazy rocking that Hydra would be very valuable here. Coastal Calamari in the orange here, picking up the Splat Charger. Meanwhile, Team Mancrazy still rocking pretty much the same exact comp from the previous game with that not NZAP combo.
That Naught's going to be lasering folks down. And this interesting kind of double backliner composition that we've got coming from Coastal Calamari. It's going to be interesting. Can the make sure that those Chargers do not have a good opportunity for playing? And it looks like this Flings already took care of the Charger and took care of the Blob and a Crack-On as well, as Build was off in the other corner. And this is looking like Team Mancrazy has an absolute lock on the position.
Agree. Coastal Calamari, I think, was just kind of stuck getting into position here and tried to find the right spot to start off the match. And meanwhile, Anali just went absolute ham there on that Flingza and getting 3 quick kills. We see Build here looking to paint over the zone here with the roller and popping that crazy Kraken, hoping to get the jump. Ignores the jump or just misses? I'm not quite sure, to be honest. But either way, it's a huge distraction to see the Kraken on the field.
It's a huge distraction, but it seems like the team was not able to do enough with that to put down the paint on the zone. Here come the jumps, and that's going to be really dangerous. They've only got 30 ticks remaining, about 20 seconds left to get this zone back in their control. They've got an Inkvac at the ready. They could be going. Look at this Charger over the jump area. Needs to try and make something happen, and finally that zone gets neutralized, but not without one of their players going down. Can Team Mancrazy hold on to this, even with Kit in the zone, with the Kraken at the ready? He's not able to pop it in time. The Vacuum is able to pop down and neutralize the zone for just a second, but that is Team Mancrazy holding on for just another game longer.
Coastal Calamari, they had it ready too. The Kraken was in a really good spot. It's just that the Kraken, it looked like Build was indecisive whether or not to get the kill on the jump on the zone or to get the NZAP that was right outside the zone. Because when you think about it, the NZAP is technically the most imminent threat because they're in your face shooting at you. And then once you return back to your regular Octolings Inkling form, then you're screwed. But you want to get the jump too because it's opportune. It's right there. It's it's laughing at your face like, haha, come get me. So tough decision making there. And Coastal Calamari, they were just right there. They were at the cusp. They were so close.
Very, very close. You can tell that they're even improving, right? Getting those Krakens down onto the zone, making sure that they're taking a bit better positions and trying to flank and use their specials in a way that's going to be meaningful is important. And it seemed like they were starting to get that going towards the end of that game, but just got cut a little bit short. They can. I'm still holding out hope that we have this set go a little bit longer, but this is set point for Team Mancrazy, who has looked lights out.
Agreed. Remember, folks, this is a best of 7 matchup because college kids are super busy, and I don't think anyone wants to play like a best of 9 set and go to all 9 games.
No, that'd be grueling.
That'd be miserable. Ludi's already tough enough. Let's make it a little bit easier on these poor college kids. So, as Magic said, we are at set point here for Team Mancrazy, who have gone crazy this entire set. I mean, some key plays by Sayori on that NZAP, Latino Fire on the Hydra holding down the fort, Anali on that Flingza making some fantastic plays and just knowing when to just jump right in and be aggressive. I think this Team Mancrazy has improved from their previous weeks.
Very much so. We still have not gotten into the lobby for this next game. Seems like, again, the players are deliberating, trying to make sure that they get one more good shot before they ready up and go into the flames once again. Because that's really what it is. Leagues like these are the fires of the forges that shape the new players.
Agreed. It has to be the experience that you gain from this, that forge how you become a player and how you grow and improve. Oh, I can't sound as poetic as you imagine. Good God. With just weaving words of wisdom right out of your brain like that. Oh, so poetic.
Hey, not too bad yourself right there, weaving words of wisdom. That was nice.
Thank you. Thank you. That's what I like to call alliteration.
You see, there's this literary device I know.
Literary device that I learned and utilized since the 3rd grade, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I know the English arts.
We love 3rd grade reading levels. All right, we're getting into this game 4 of week 3. The Div 7 match between Team Mancrazy and Coastal Calamari. You already know that Coastal Calamari is bringing out the long range, the E-Leader and the Hydra, as well as the gold arrow spray. Whereas it looks like Team Mancrazy is sticking to what they know, including a switch up with a Dapple Dually with Beacon and Cooler.
Did someone say sub power up? Astra would love to see that. Our fellow member of Sub Power Up is a huge fan of those beacons, and Team Mancrazy going crazy here, getting a 3-down situation and taking this tower through the first checkpoint. This is looking very saucy for them.
Where did that leader shot come from? Is the leader behind them? Hold on. Yeah, no, I think that was some crazy snipes. Finally, we're gonna see 2 go down on the side of Team Mancrazy, and the first push getting ready for Coastal Calamari. Can they stick around and make it happen? The Wavebreaker does get an ollie, but not before the 2 end up going down. Could have been something great. It could have been amazing. They've got a good opportunity.
Agreed, Magic 8-Ball. Cujo coming in here, making these really good plays on the tower for Coastal Calamari, but it's not simply enough as Anali jumps on the tower this time around. And this has just been a constant bloodbath for the tower. Literally, these 2 teams are hopping onto it and duking it out 1v1 on top of this tower. Literally, it's like a tug-of-war for this stupid tower here, Magic.
And I really am curious to know what Build is thinking, switching to the leader. Is finally able to get at least 1 pick thanks to the auto bomb of Who Am I? But there's only the Hydra left standing, and if these players rush him down, it's not gonna be too good. Finally, they're able to take down those Dapples. They need to get on the tower now, though. Build is able to. There's 2 purple players on the tower, and finally Who Am I gets on and is dancing around, but Anali is able to finally end it. And that Flingza was just so strong throughout this entire set. And that's 4-0. A statement by Team Mancrazy, getting their first set win of the season.
Congrats to Team Mancrazy. Again, notable performances from Sayuri and Anali on the Inzap and Flingza roller, respectively. 2 really good playmakers there, bringing home their first W of the season that they so desperately wanted. Congrats to Team Mancrazy. But of course, credit where credit is due for Coastal Calamari for bringing on a really fun performance. I loved seeing the double roller combinations and the Hydra E-Leader combo. Magnificent.
All right, that's 40 minutes in and out. Is there anything else we should bring up?
Well, I mean, here, Magic, I got you, because while this was a Thursday night kind of little surprise performance here, brought to you from Div 7, this is only the beginning of our series of stream matches for the week. You guys need to tune in starting tomorrow at 7:30 Eastern, pending we still have an opponent, mind you, for a slew of matches that we have, starting with a Div 1 match between Wormwind and PSU Blue, a very highly anticipated matchup. And Magic, hold your horses. Wait for this one. At 9:30 p.m. Eastern, we got even more highly anticipated, the Div 2 matchup between SDSU's Carnate and Sada Fries versus FGCU Thunderbirds. And Magic, do you know who is on the Thunderbirds roster?
I feel like I do, in fact. Is that one Deep Blues Marsh?
Oh my god, Magic, you're absolutely right! It is. Deep Blues' own Marsh is on this FGCU Thunderbirds team in Div 2. This team has been rescheduled not once, but twice.
Oh.
So they are playing their first ever match in the CCA in week 3. So we were fortunate enough to get this game onto the stream for everyone. So tomorrow, you all need to tune in. This is like a stacked set of games that we have packed for you tomorrow. So keep an eye out on socials. That being said, Magic 8 Ball, sir, where could the good people find you?
In my apartment working in Unity. This is where the good people can find me, and also on Twitter, since I like to shout there in the interim of that, at magic_octo. Where can the good people find you?
Folks, you can find me on both Twitter and Twitch at mizu_n0. But of course, I also would highly encourage you all to follow the CCA socials to stay up to date for anything related to the CCA. With that being said, thank you all for tuning in tonight for the CCA League Season 3, Week 3 matchups tonight. We thank you all for tuning in, and we hope to see you at the next one.